Legend has it that the black flame candle will raise the spirits of the dead when lit during the full moon by a virgin on Halloween night. Do you believe this, or is it just a bunch of hocus pocus? Hi loves, it's Aura. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to a brand new video. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. So I love October. I love the spooky season, and because it is October, I wanted to do a few spooky builds for you all. This is the first one that I'm going to be posting, and it is the Sanderson Sister house from Hocus Pocus. If you have not seen the movie, go watch it. It is amazing. It is one of my favorite movies from my childhood, and I absolutely adore that movie. It rivals Halloween Town for me, and I love them both. So I may be doing a Halloween Town build. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm not sure what else I have lined up, but I do have ideas and have been trying to play test them in order to see if I can actually do it. I also have a big build in the works right now that will be posted later this month, and I am so excited for that one. So this is the Sanderson Sister house, and I, like, true to me, I was trying to find floor plans of it and see a good outside of the house, like, view, and there are none. If you look up the Sanderson Sister house Hocus Pocus on Google, it will give you the most blurry, Play-Doh-y, far away view ever. So I tried to get the outside true to form, and then the inside I just kind of went creative with, especially the upstairs, because we never really see the upstairs except for when they're standing on the like upper balcony. So I did do the floor plan and absolutely hated it, so I went back and did it again. So yeah, I had a lot of fun building this. I built it while I was taking a break from doing my big build because I had already put like 8 hours worth of filming into my big build and just kind of needed a break so then I could refresh my brain. And I also wanted to be able to have other builds that will come out this month before that one comes out at the end of the month. So that's what I did. And the other tricky thing with this build that you'll see later is the water wheel that I put in, and it took a lot of tool to do it, the tool mod. It took a lot of that, and eventually I just stopped recording me fiddling and sizing and rotating and cut that footage out, because otherwise this would have been an hour-long video and that wouldn't have been fun to see me struggle, because it was quite a struggle. So you'll see me like start building it and start trying to like have an idea of it, and then I will completely just cut it out, which I did a lot with this build because floor plans have just not been clicking that well with me. You'll notice that in my big build that I have out later this month is that it's just, I'll look at it and it will not compute. But I had so much fun, like I said before, doing this build. It has been kind of a creative, like, revelation for me to be doing builds. And that kind of started with my sparked entry, which was my last video that I put out. I'm very sorry that there are really big gaps in when I am uploading. I am still sick. I'm still seeing specialists and stuff like that, and I just do not have a lot of energy to be putting into making content. And as soon as like I have a little bit of energy, I am putting it in making content, but sometimes it can be a little few and far between. So I do apologize for that. I'm hoping that I can get back to a regular schedule soon. But I don't know if you guys can hear it, but every breath I take in, it's like very wheezy. And that makes me really self-conscious when I go back and listen to it, because I don't want bad quality audio, you know? And so yeah, little bit of a health update there. I don't really want to talk too much about it in a video that's supposed to be, you know, about a build with a voiceover, because, you know, you don't really come here to hear that. I may do a separate video of it. So then if you want to watch it, you can watch it. And, you know, everyone's struggling right now. I don't want people to be sucked into my struggles if they don't, like, they weren't asking for that, you know? So moving on to the build. I did want it to appear that it was like in a forest and was like really overgrown and stuff. So I think I was able to get that quite well. I love that debug. What's it called? Oh my gosh. I love the debug dock. That's the word. The little dock that's right there. I use it a lot. And here you'll see me trying to start making the water wheel, and eventually I just completely skipped past it because it took me forever. It took me absolutely forever. And I was like, people are going to like click off here. They're not going to watch it because it's just me crying. So that's yeah, I started it and then completely just moved swiftly past it. And I'm pretty sure I cut out a lot of my upstairs floor plan because I made it and it was ugly. Yeah, I did cut it out. So I made it, it was ugly, and so I just completely cut it out and redid it later. Here you'll see me making the custom big fireplace, because houses like this had really, really big fireplaces, and we just don't have that in The Sims. And this is a custom content free build, so it is up on the gallery already. I will link I'll put my gallery name somewhere either on the screen or down below, so you can download it if you want. But yeah, I wanted people to be able to download it and things like that. And I did have CC installed for my other build that I'm doing, which had really big fireplaces, but I didn't want to put it because then it wouldn't be there. So I tried really hard to do this like built-in fireplace. It took me forever. And it wasn't until I was watching someone's stream earlier today that I realized that I could have put like the Get Famous, it's like a brazier. I could have like put that underneath to actually have flames, because right now there are the what are they? They're the coffee tables that have like the flames come up through it. So there's a glow underneath, but you don't actually see flames. So that is something that I will keep in mind for future builds. But you know, you're always learning, and I have learned so much from watching streams. Like, I never used a tool mod before this week, and I kind of went tool crazy with this build. Like, stuff is going to be flipped over, stuff is going to be, oh my gosh, Aura, stuff is going to be like moved up just a tiny bit, because you know the 0-9 key can work, but it's much easier to get things exactly right with the tool mod. And at first, like, it's a steep learning curve. Like, I even watched Twisted Mexi's video on it, and I was still like, I don't know what this is. How do you tool mod? How do you tool mod? So yeah, but it's been a really big learning experience. I've been using tool mod for every build that I have done this week, and I'm really happy with like where my builds are going, because before my builds were suburbans, like grandma's suburban. I did like a Scandinavian build, which I felt was like pretty outside of the box, but yeah, it's been a learning experience, and I've been really, really happy. With this build, I did want it to look like a historic build, obviously, but also like the historic department had bought it, because in the movie there's like little not kiosks, but there's like little like selling stands. Like, there's the Zippo lighter like stand where you can like buy lighters and stuff like that. So obviously it was owned by some type of like society that would do tours and things like that, but has since been abandoned. So that's what I wanted it to look like. The like bedrooms and stuff. So there are 3 bedrooms, but one of them is being used as a storage room. The bedrooms are fairly uncluttered. They do look kind of dirty, but they're fairly uncluttered because, you know, most places don't have too much clutter in when they're doing tours and stuff, and they'll move like stuff that was there into a separate room. So I made the 3rd bedroom a storage room, and that's pretty cluttered with like boxes and crates and things like that. But other than that, the bedrooms are fairly empty. I did put a bathroom in here, and I had the thought that when the Historic Society bought it, they wanted to add a bathroom, because, you know, their employees that give tours would have to go to the bathroom every now and then, and they put that in because houses built in this era would usually have an outhouse or like chamber pots. So I put like pails in the bedrooms to like signify chamber pots. But other than that, like they wouldn't have had a bathroom. But even that being said, I wanted it to still look old, so it was still to theme. So yeah, I'm going through and not decluttering. Jeez. I'm going through and cluttering up the build. And I was really unsure of like where I would take this and like what type of clutter I would put. So I tried to put a mix of witchy and like just more modern clutter. So farther on in the build, you'll see me put like scattered papers on the floor and things like that. Just, you know, it was supposed to be a mix of, okay, this is a historic house, and also the people who used to run the tours just kind of left it in a mess. And I wanted to do that because it looks kind of like that in the movie, and I was actually pretty happy with how it turned out. So you'll see me put like lots of cobwebs everywhere. You'll see me put a lot of spooky stuff from the pack in here. And then it's almost like a mixture of that plus Strangerville, because a lot of like the clutter, and also Eco Lifestyle, because the clutter and like the trash and stuff works really, really well. But I go through and I move the furniture so much. I am really, really sad those windows are still bugged out from that window update. Some of them aren't. Like the ones over on the left-hand side are the double windows, and they look okay. But the single windows are still bugged. And that made me really sad, but those are the type of windows that are in the house, so I wanted to use them. So we're just going to pretend we don't see it. We're just going to pretend we don't see it. But yeah, it makes me sad that they're still there. I did put their brooms in, and I tried to have the one that looks kind of like the vacuum cleaner. They're actually supposed to be like horizontal and like up on like underneath the banister, like upstairs, but we don't really have like a big banister in the Sims 4, so I just put them on the wall, so it didn't look like super weird that way. But I really love putting that dried up rose bush inside to make it look like they had a plant and it just died. And there's lots of clutter everywhere throughout this house. The spider webs started looking really weird. Like they didn't look as wispy as they usually did. And I've used a lot of spider webs in a lot of the collabs that I've done recently. Like I've been in 2 or 3 collabs in the past couple of weeks, and I've used a lot of spider webs in them, and they didn't look like how they looked in this build. So that was really strange. I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, how's everyone doing? How is life? I hope that you're all well. If you have a spooky build, like I'm trying to stick to like historical, like haunted buildings or places. If you have one that you would like to try and like see me try and make, let me know down below. I have a list, but I think a lot of the Sims 4 mechanics is going to prevent me from that. Like I really want to do Mary King's Close in Scotland. But you can't really have sloped basements. Like if you try and do terrain like manipulation in a basement, it says it has to be like outside. And that makes me really sad because Mary King's Close has a really sloped floor because it used to be a road. So yeah, I've been like trying to test things before I like dedicate my time to making that build. And some of them just aren't working out due to Sims mechanics, and I've been researching, trying to see if there's a workaround for it, and there just is not. So if you have one you want me to do or attempt to do, let me know down below, and I will look into it and try and do it, because I want to have a few builds for this month, because I really enjoy doing spooky builds in particular, but especially like I've just been enjoying like building, but especially spooky builds. They're my favorite. And I did end up putting this book in with the eye, because that's like super like big in the movie, is the spell book with the eye. So I definitely wanted to have that. And it was really fun to do. Like it was a bit fiddly, but it was fun. It was fun. So yeah, I'm going to wrap up the voiceover here because I'm starting to get more and more croaky. But I hope you enjoy this build. I hope you watch it all the way until the end. And I hope that if you did like it, you will like and subscribe so then you get notified the next time I have a spooky build come out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a good day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, loves!